There are stories that glitter with fame and fortune, and then there are stories that are forged in sweat, carved by sacrifice, and crowned with success. Cristiano Ronaldo's life belongs to the latter. It is not just the tale of a footballer. It is the odyssey of a man who built his empire not on luck, but on relentless willpower, a journey that began with nothing but a dream and a heart unwilling to give up. It all started on the island of Madeira, Portugal, a land surrounded by endless waves, where life was beautiful but harsh. On February 5, 1985, in a humble home tucked between narrow streets, a child was born into struggle. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, the youngest of 4 children in a family that had almost nothing. His mother, Maria Dolores, worked as a cook and cleaner, and his father, José Diniz, as a gardener and kitman. They lived paycheck to paycheck. Yet, in the middle of that hardship, something extraordinary was being shaped, a boy whose fire could not be extinguished. Cristiano was different from the start. When other kids played for fun, he played with obsession. When others stopped, he continued. He was small, skinny, and often teased, but his legs moved like lightning, and his heart was a furnace of ambition. Football was not just his hobby, it was his escape, his reason to wake up every morning, his hope for a better life. At the age of 8, he joined Andorinha, the local club where his father worked. His father cleaned the players' kits, and Cristiano wore hand-me-down boots, often too big or too old. But that didn't matter. On the pitch, he was fearless. Every game, every touch, every goal was a declaration of intent. His coaches said he trained as if the world was watching even when no one was. By 10, he had already outgrown Madeira. His speed, control, and determination caught the attention of scouts from the mainland. At 12, he made the decision that would change everything. He left his home and his family behind to join Sporting CP in Lisbon. It was a leap of faith and a sacrifice. Lisbon was a different world. He was just a boy, alone in a big city, surrounded by kids richer and more confident than him. He missed home so much that he cried almost every night. His accent made him the target of jokes. He was called Crybaby and Islander. But instead of breaking him, the ridicule became fuel. He trained harder, faster, longer than anyone. If others did 10 drills, he did 20. If others left the pitch, he stayed behind. His dream was too powerful to be defeated by loneliness. But at 15, his life nearly came crashing down. Doctors found that his heart beat too fast, tachycardia they called it. It could have ended his career before it even began. For days, he lay in a hospital bed, his dream hanging by a thread. But surgery saved him, and within a week, he was back on the field. It was as if the universe had tested his resolve and found it unshakable. By 16, he was already training with Sporting's first team. His talent couldn't be contained any longer. His pace, his control, his hunger, he was a storm in motion. Then, in 2003, destiny came knocking. Sporting faced Manchester United in a friendly match. Ronaldo tormented United's defenders with blistering speed and dazzling footwork. Watching from the stands, Sir Alex Ferguson saw not a boy, but a phenomenon. Within weeks, Manchester United signed him. At just 18, Cristiano Ronaldo arrived in England shy, skinny, and determined to prove himself. The Premier League was brutal. Defenders were stronger, faster, and unforgiving. Many thought he was just another flair player. But Ronaldo had one advantage: an obsession with improvement. He stayed after training to practice. He studied his body, his diet, his weaknesses. He lived football every second of his life. The critics mocked his stepovers, his fancy style, his arrogance. But behind every flick of the ball was hours of repetition, thousands of failures, millions of touches. Slowly, the boy from Madeira became a monster of precision. By 2008, he was unstoppable, scoring goals from impossible angles, breaking records and leading Manchester United to glory. That year, he lifted the Ballon d'Or, the award for the best player in the world. But even as he smiled for the cameras, he knew this was not the end. It was just the beginning. In 2009, he made another bold move. Real Madrid signed him for a world record fee. E-diamonds are made, and Ronaldo became one. He didn't just score goals, he made them inevitable. His body transformed into a machine. His mind became sharper, colder, more ruthless. He trained like no one else. He pushed his limits daily. For him, success wasn't a moment, it was a lifestyle. While others celebrated, he recovered. While others rested, he trained. His teammates called him robotic, but in truth, he was simply obsessed with perfection. His rivalry with Lionel Messi became the heartbeat of world football. Two men chasing immortality, each pushing the other beyond human limits. And in that rivalry, Ronaldo found purpose, a reason to keep evolving. Yet his journey wasn't just about glory. It was built on pain, loss, and sacrifice. In 2005, his father passed away from alcoholism. Cristiano was devastated. He had promised to buy his parents a better life, but his father never lived to see it. From that day on, Ronaldo played not just for himself, but for the man who once carried football kits and dreamed through his son. Then came 2016, the European Championship. Portugal, long seen as underdogs, reached the final. Early in the match, Ronaldo was injured and forced off the field. Tears streamed down his face as he realized he couldn't play, but he refused to sit quietly. From the sidelines, he turned into a commander, shouting, urging, leading. When Portugal lifted that trophy, it was his spirit that carried them there. Over the years, Cristiano conquered every league he touched: England, Spain, Italy, and then he took his talent to new horizons. Even in his late 30s, he still trained like a man possessed. His abs, his speed, his power, all products of an unrelenting will. Off the pitch, he built the CR7 empire: fashion, hotels, fitness, fragrance, turning his brand into one of the most valuable in the world. He became one of the first athletes to earn over $1 billion. But money was never his true reward. His satisfaction lay in knowing that he had turned every drop of sweat into legacy. From a poor boy with a second-hand ball to one of the richest and most admired athletes in history, his story is not about privilege, but persistence. It's about the nights he cried alone in a dorm, the mornings he ran before sunrise, the games he played through pain. Cristiano Ronaldo's life is proof that talent might open the door, but hard work keeps it open. His success is not measured in goals or trophies, it's measured in resilience, in the courage to rise again and again, no matter how many times the world tries to bring you down. Because at the core of his journey lies one truth: greatness is not born, it is built. Built in silence, in sweat, in sacrifice. And that is why Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a football legend. He is a symbol of willpower, of focus, of the human ability to transform pain into power. From a barefoot boy on Madeira's streets to a global icon who redefined success, his journey reminds us all: dreams don't work unless you do. And Cristiano Ronaldo? He never stopped working.